Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Bright Ndo Obundaya. So, we are here to look at this topic called measures of central tendency. So, in measures of central tendency, there are it has three aspects that we look at in measures of central tendency, which is mean, mode, and median. For this particular video, we are going to concentrate on mean. Then the next class will be mode. The next other class will be median. So you have to always follow us so that you get cleared of the three aspects of measures of central tendency. So mean, we are going to concentrate mainly on the group data. So mean has a three method of solving it. And each of the methods, the answers for the three methods will always give you the same thing. The first method is long method, which is a summation fi xi over summation fi. The short method is assume mean, which is assume mean plus summation fi di over summation fi. And coding method is assume mean plus the class size, open bracket, summation fiui over summation fi. So I will be explaining, I'll be giving us the interpretation of each of these alphabets as we proceed. Now, look at the question here. The question says, using the data below, calculate the mean using the three methods. So when you see this type of question, what it means is that you are going to look at the long method, the short, or you call it assume mean method, and the coding method. So these are the three methods you look at. Now, and they say using interval of 7. So this one, the interval has been given to us. Since the interval has been given to us, we are going to just move straight to the point by providing the frequency, the table. Okay, now let's look at it this way. You have to check among all these numbers that was given to us, the least number there. The least number there is 10. So which means your interval will have the first line. So we'll start with 10. Always start with the smallest number. Then, and the interval that was given to us is 7. So when an interval is given to you, you have to subtract 1 from it. So since it was 7 that was given to us, we are going to work with 6. We are going to work with 6. If it was 8 that was given to us, you work with 7. If it was 9, you work with 8. If it is 10, you work with 9. So you just be adding it. So since the number that was given to us is 7 as the interval, what it means is that we'll start with the smallest number, which is 10. If you look at all these numbers here, the smallest number there is 10. So now 10 plus 6 will give us 16. Also, as you are going, you have to also look for the highest number. I think the highest number here is 30. So 10 plus 6 is 16. After 16, 17. Plus 6, you just be adding the 6. That will give us 20. That will give us 23. After 23, that is 24 plus 6, that is 30. So if you watch, what we have here has covered the highest number. So we stop. If here we still have 35, we have to produce the next interval by doing 31, because after 30, the next number is 31. You add 6, that gives us 37. Okay? So you have to make sure that all the numbers are covered before you proceed. Then we have to do what we call the tally. Remember how we normally do tally in our primary school? If you are counting in 5, if once you count 4, you use 1 to tie it. Now, let's check the numbers that are from 10 to 16. 10 to 16, we don't have such in the first row. Second one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8. That will give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remaining 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Then the frequency which is F1 is 8. Then 17 to 23. We have 1 in the first row. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7. Yes, that is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. That is 7. 24 to 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 9. Then the total number here is, let's check. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you add up the whole number, 4 times 6, that will give us 24. So let's check whether this number will give us 24. 8 plus 7, that is 15. 15 plus 9, that is exactly 24. That means we are correct. So that is, with this thing we just got now, is the summation Fi. All this Fi you see below under each of the formula that the formula was divided by, it is 24. Then we now know our, then the first one, LOM method says that LOM method says summation Fi xi over summation Fi. Okay, so now what it means is that we will know our Fi line and also know our xi line, of which we now know our Fi or our Fi line. We need to know our xi line so that we can bring two of them together. Then, so xi, this xi is known as the midpoint. Is known as the midpoint. Is known as the midpoint, which is the lower interval plus upper interval divided by 2. So we are going to do that very quickly. So 10 plus 16, that will give us 26 divided by 2. So the first one is 13. 17 plus 23, that is 40 divided by 2. That is 20. 24 plus 30, that is 54 divided by 2. That is 27. Okay, so that is how to get the midpoint, which is the x line. Lower interval plus upper interval divided by 2. Okay, so now we now know our Fi line and we also know our Xi line, but in the formula they are together. They are not on separate lines. They are together, Fi and Si. So the next line we are going to produce will be Fi Xi, which is multiplying the two. 8 times 13, will give us 104, and 7 times 20 will give us 140. 9 times 27 will give us 243. 243. Okay, so watch that we have achieved one thing. The Fi and Si is now together just like the way they are in the formula, but there is another thing attached to it: summation. Summation means to add up, so I have to add it up, which is 104 plus 140 plus 243. 104 plus 140 plus 243. That will give us 487. Yes. From this, we can sort out. From this, we are good to go for the long method. All we need to solve for the long method is complete. So the first one, which is the long method, it is summation Fi Si, which is the addition of Fi and Si, which is 487, divided by summation Fi, which is what? 24. So that will give us, divided by 24, that will give us 20.29. So this is the mean using long method. Then let's move over to the short method, because it will be good we understand the tree method. In most of the exam, they will ask you to solve for the three methods. In some exams, they will only ask you to use coding method or long method or short method, but we will cover the three, so that whichever one they ask you to solve for, you know that you are good to go. All you need to do is, where you get confused, you play the video. You can always chat me up. You can always say your observation on the comment section. Then I will always respond or bring a clarification on the area that you are confused. Okay, so the short method, the first thing is assume mean, which is A. This is how to get our assume mean when it is not given to you. This is how to get assume mean when it's not given to you. Assume mean is, check this frequency line. The highest frequency is what? 9. The number that corresponds with the highest frequency under your midpoint line, which is the Xi, is your assume mean. So our assume mean is 27. Let me take it again. How to know your assume mean when it is not given to you is, go to your frequency, get the highest number there, the highest number in the frequency line, which is 9. So the number that corresponds with that 9 under Xi is your assume mean. That is quite simple. If the highest number is 7, our assume mean will be 20. And if the highest number is 8, our assume mean will be 13. Okay, so now if you watch, so our A, which is the assume mean, is 927. So we are good to go for that one. We don't have issue with that one. Now the next thing we are going to work on now is summation Fi/Di. Summation Fi/Di. Remember, as usual, we have to know the line of Fi and know the line of Di. Then the next thing, we'll bring them together according to the formula. Then we'll now add it up. Based on what we have here, we already have our Fi line, but we don't have Di line. So we need to produce our Di line, which is the deviation. Di is Xi minus A. That is how to produce Di line. Xi minus A. Now remember that our A is already 27. How do we get the 27? How we got it? I say that A is the assumed mean. How to get it is this. Check your frequency, the highest frequency, the correspondence of that number under your XI is your assumed mean. Then this is how it will be. So how to get the DI is XI minus A. Then our XI in the first row is what? 13. 13 minus 27. 13 minus 27. That will give us minus 14. Okay. Our XI in the second row is 20. 20 minus 27, that will give us minus 7. And 27 minus 27 will give us 0. Now we now know our DI and we know our FI. But in the formula, they are together. They are together. So that means the next line we have is FI DI, which is multiplying the two. So 8 times minus 14. 8 times minus 14. That will give us minus 112. Then 7 times minus 7. That will give us minus 49. And 9 times 0 is 0. Okay? So we'll add it up. So if you say minus 112 minus 49 plus 0, that will give us minus 161. So all we need to get our short or assumed mean method of mean is available now. So number 2 is the short method, or you call it the assumed mean method. So remember, the formula is, the first thing on the formula is A, which is the assumed mean, and our A is 27 plus summation FIDI is what? Minus 161. Then summation FI is 24. You should know that when plus times minus, you have a minus. So that is how we're going to do it. So it will now be 27 minus 161 over 24. So we are going to say 161 divided by 24. That will give us 6.71. 6.71. So this will give us 27 minus 6.71. So 27 minus 6.71. That gives us 20.29. So if you watch from what we have here, the short or assuming method gave us the same answer with that of a long method. So which means you are in line. If the answer we got here is different from this one, you have to check the table again, whether you set it well or there must be mistakes somewhere. The 3 method must give you the same thing. So let's look at the last method, which is a coding method. And coding method is, the first thing on the coding method is assume mean plus the class size. Assume mean is already 27. Let me say how we got it again. Under your frequency, the highest number in that frequency, the correspondence of it in under XI is your assume mean. So that is that is 27. Okay, so we already know this one is 27. C, which is the class size, is the interval that was given to us. The interval that was given to us is the class size. Or another way to get it, if you don't want to pick this 7 that is here, come to your interval, minus in vertically. Don't minus horizontally, minus vertically. You can say 17 minus 10, that is 7. 24 minus 17, 7. 30 minus 23, 7. 23 minus 16, 7. So that is better you pick it from here. Okay? So we now know our A is 27, C is 7. Then the inside bracket we have summation Fi and Ui. Summation Fi and Ui. So now, as we all know, we need to know our Fi line and Ui line. So if you watch on the table, we have our Fi line, but we don't have our Ui line. So I have to produce the Ui. Ui is Di divided by C, the class size. So Di divided by C. Now what is our Di in the first row? Minus 14. Divided, our C is 7. Divided by 7. 14 divided by 7, that minus 14 divided by 7, that is minus 2. Minus 7 divided by 7, that is minus 1. 0 by 7 is 0. As you all know, we now know, as you all can see, we have our Fi line now. We also have our Ui line. Then, but in the formula, they are together. The formula didn't say they should be on separate lines. They are together. So we have to bring them together, which is Fi Ui. Okay? Fi Ui, which is multiplying the two. So the first is what? 8. 8 times minus 2, that is minus 16. 7 times minus 1, that is minus 7. And 9 times 0, that is 0. So of course, it has a summation by the side. So we have to add it up. So minus 16 minus 7 plus 0, that will give us minus 23. Minus 23. Okay? So everything that we need to achieve the last method, we have it now. So number 3, which is the coding method. So the first thing on the formula is A, which is 27, plus the second thing is C, class size, which is what? 7, open bracket. Summation Fiui is minus 23 over summation Fi is 24. So now, because of this negative that this 23 carry, we have to, it will change this plus here, because you know that plus times minus will always give us a minus. So this implies 27 minus, so see the way you are going to do it. Plus times minus is minus, okay? So 7 times 27, 7 times 23, which will give us 161, divided by 24, which give us 6.708, approximately 71, okay? So which will give us that same 20.29. So we have achieved our goal. So as you can see here, the first method gave us 20.29, second method 20.29, and the last method 20.29. So that is it. You can construct these numbers for yourself and assume an interval and solve. Or if you see a question related to it that you cannot really cover like that, you can send it to me. My WhatsApp line will be dropped on the comment section. You can send it to me. Then I will coach you on how to get it appropriately. So that is it. Mathematics is very simple. Before, math was one of my worst enemy in school, due to we didn't really have a good math teacher, and and some other challenges like that. So, but when I put my interest in it, just for you to put interest in it, it is very simple. When you put your interest in it and always practice it constantly, whatever thing that you always practice constantly, your body will get used to it. You will now start enjoying it. Take every other thing that you are doing perfectly in your life, every other thing that you are doing perfectly in your life, whether singing, dancing, whatever that you are doing perfectly in your life, you are perfect in it because you have been consistent in it. So please, uh, don't see maths as an enemy. It's not an enemy. Maths is the easiest subject I've ever seen. Very easy, and the method doesn't change. It's not like English. The one that you speak today, tomorrow they will tell you it's not like this. The one that you say today, tomorrow it doesn't change. It is what it is. Okay, it does not change. This formula remain the formula. It does not change. It can't change. So if you just know it, that is it. All you need to do is constant practicing. Just be practicing it. Set example for yourself. Change some of this figure. You can change this one to any number of your choice. Just change some of them. Okay. Assume an interval for yourself. Learn the formulas. Okay. So that is it. If you have any question, you can always chat me up. Drop it on the comment section. Bye.